Welcome everyone to another episode of Great Lakes Power Stroke FX4. I need some fuel, and I also need my iPhone to zoom properly, which, you know, that happens. So, today is kind of a, I guess, interesting day, kind of relaxing day, post-Christmas. A couple days after, went hunting yesterday. That was pretty cool. Got a pheasant and 3 rabbits. That was awesome. We had a ton of fun doing that. So we are en route to a local Ford dealership. There's nothing wrong with the old Power Struggle. She's doing awesome. I'm going to go look at potentially a new daily driver, just for my own uses, but I figured I'd bring the channel along because some of you might be interested in it too. Those of you who, are looking for a reliable, relatively high fuel economy daily that is practical, pretty cheap to maintain, cheap tires, you guys might be looking at small SUVs. Well, guys, I am in the new Bronco Sport, and the gentleman at the dealership was very pleasant and very, very friendly. I did not get my truck at this one. The salesman that we previously dealt with, that we liked at the other Ford dealership, has since moved to a different one. Thus, I am more open to trying out other dealerships. I am in the new Bronco, and I'm just trying to get out of Dodge here because the traffic at this time in Port Huron is a joke. I've driven this thing for like a half mile so far. So this is truly a total first impressions. It's pretty cool, honestly. I love the bumps. They look really cool. I will tell you the roof rack and the kayak holder and stuff is very, very loud. I'm doing 40 miles an hour. It's about as loud as a light bar crossing. So that's something to keep in mind if you're annoyed by that. I don't particularly care. This thing is extremely comfortable. Like total initial first impressions, I'm 6'2". I have headroom for days. I have like 2.5 inches above my head. And I sit with, you got done hearing me say I like to sit with the seat farther up. Seat is all the way down, all the way back, and the seat back is up at the angle that I like, and I have literally all the room in the world. It's very car-like. Like, it drives really, really very stable, no weird feeling. Initial impressions, I love this thing. I'm not going to lie to you. And by the way, Ford doesn't know who I am. The dealership doesn't care that I have a YouTube channel. The guy was really cool and was totally cool with me making a video about it. But, like, I'm going to get nothing from this. I'm just strictly doing as I enjoy it. I mean, the major reason I do the YouTube thing is because I really, truly like doing it. I have a lot of fun. So my goal is I'm going to test drive this for about a half hour. It is 4:58 p.m., and I'm going to test drive it until approximately 5:30. They close at 6. And I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to park it next to my truck, and we'll do kind of a walk around of what I see. I really love this little thing. My goal, and this should be yours or considered, I'm sorry. This shouldn't be your thing, but I'm just saying this is my thing, and if you're watching this and you feel like I do, it could be your thing too. I don't need to have the best of the best. This is obviously not going to go tackle the Rubicon without major body damage and getting totally 50 shades of destroyed. Now, Ford might do a promotional thing where they take it on some obstacles, but really, guys, this is a commuter car that you could take hunting, and, most of the places I go when I go hunting, you got to be quiet, and then you walk for a mile or whatever, or hopefully several, many hundred yards. You're not driving into the straight up mud world boonies just to get out of the truck. You park at an easy spot where you can park. You don't need to have the ultimate 4-wheel drive rig to go hunting in most circumstances. If you have a 1,000-acre ranch and you're going to drive around all over the ranch, I suppose you could make that case, but I just walk. Why would you want to drive something loud in a place you're going to go hunting? This is marketed as a family vehicle. I see that it has a diff lock function right there. That's interesting. I wonder if it's torque vectored as in brakes, or if it actually locks the rear diff. It'd be super cool if it did. I immediately put it into the GOAT mode ice. I guess that Ford has a thing called GOAT mode. I read it was like go over any terrain, I think. So it's got like ice, sand, gravel, mud, rock, I think. I'm sure it changes traction control, slip amounts, probably the way the rear end handles. I have a feeling this is a similar rear end to the Focus RS, in that I read it was a clutch. The rear end had clutches in it, and I'm assuming it's a similar setup to the Focus RS, where it has an input shaft and then it has clutches on either side that decide how much power goes to each one, and then they can torque vector and all that fun stuff. Excuse me. So, looking at this strictly from a daily driver, it's actually remarkably comfortable, really quiet. I just hit that, well, if I see it, there's a car oncoming, as you can see. I just hit a little stupid manhole cover. And it's quiet. The suspension moves up and down without, making lots of noise. The jolt was minimal. It's honestly pretty dang impressive. So, I suppose what I'm getting at is, wow, this is kind of a nice little car. Now, it's an SUV, but it sure drives like a car. It's smooth, it's simple. I'm not working hard here. I'm sure I could take a corner hot. I mean, this is a, company car. Brakes are really good. I mean, obviously I'm not racing right now, but the brakes are pretty dang good. Good pedal feel. They seem to work. I mean, I'm talking about for a daily driver. You got to keep things in perspective. I'm not talking about comparing this to a 1LE Camaro or a Focus RS or a performance car. This is a family vehicle, and god dang, family vehicles have gotten good. The windshield height is perfectly good. If I was on a mountain road or something that was going to go up, down, side to side, I would definitely be tilting my head a little bit, to get an upward view. But looking straight, I'm going to put the lens right. I mean, this is what I'm seeing right now, okay? So this guy's here. I can see everything I need to see. Blind spots are pretty minimal. I mean, the A-pillar is pretty unintrusive. I'm sorry to whoever lives here. I'm not trying to be creepy. I mean, you can see pretty dang well. I'm really pretty happy with it. The mirrors are teeny weeny, but they do the job. That's what my eyes are seeing, basically, the angle. I'm holding them right up to my face so you can see out of the mirror. There's a car right behind me with his headlights on, but the mirror shows a lot. The front is very easy to see. The hood is out of the way. You could see an oncoming obstacle if you were going to off-road this thing. The motor, I believe this is a 1.5 liter, and I haven't seen any reason to give a flying crap about how small it is. There's more than enough Schnell. I'll give it a touch of Schnell. Like, it's actually not slow, and it's phenomenal. I mean, the Ecoboost technology is pretty cool. A lot of torque. I'm sure this is the Ford 10-speed. It's excellent. I'm actually really impressed. In something like this, where you have a small amount of power, having the 10 speeds is great. I'm not totally sold on the whole power stroke 10 speed thing. You have so much torque, 1,000 foot-pounds of torque plus, ton of horsepower. Why do you need to have 10 speeds when the engine has a ridiculously broad torque curve? It basically makes peak torque from like 1,200 RPM until 3,000 RPM. Why do you need to have 10 speeds? I don't know. Someone might tell me you're full of crap. I'm pretty happy with my 6-speed. But in something like this, where it's not a huge engine, it doesn't make a ridiculous amount of power, it would be nice to be able to contain the RPMs into a tight little window, and I'd say they got it. Now, there is a manual function, which I'd like to see, because it has paddle shifters, which, strictly from a fun aspect, can you guys hear how loud that thing is? Holy crap. It appears to have a power thing. I should just not worry about that right now. To move, I would like, if I did get one, I'd get one without a sunroof, because I think it's kind of pointless. But honestly, and it would probably increase the roof height. So if you were taller than 6'2", a lot of my height is in my legs. That's the other problem, not problem, but reality too. A lot of my height is in my legs, and there's no problem down here. I'll show you. The footwell is really generous. Really, really, really generous. I'm extreme. This crazy light always changes, so we get a chance to check the brakes, noise around, just a little bit of a little touch. Great. This is a really good car. I could see somebody who a family person saying, wow, this is all the car I ever need to have. I would consider myself someone that was knowledgeable on a lot of things, including vehicle dynamics in all respects, braking, cornering, all regards. I think this thing is so far, I mean, I've driven a short ways, dang, great car. I'm impressed. And the other thing is, too, this is kind of the first vehicle review I've ever done. I'm a very positive, happy-go-lucky person. I don't dog things. I have no interest in bringing down something that shouldn't be brought down. So, I mean, you'll probably hear me saying positive things. I'm a person that finds the positive in as many things as I can possibly find. I try to not, I mean, I appreciate, realize, and know negatives exist. I'm not someone who dwells on them. Everything has a negative. You could say, oh, this thing doesn't have enough power. Okay, well, it does just fine. You could say, oh, well, it's not a full-blown Wrangler competitor. No, it's not. Great. I'm not looking for a Wrangler competitor. I'm looking for a daily driver. It appears that my daughter's baby seat would fit. Whoopsies. I'll do a better job with lighting when we do the walk around. I'm looking at it. I think that there's plenty of room back there for a baby seat. There's plenty of leg room here. Oh my gosh. Whoops. I should probably... Can I hit on... Well, I might have to take with that in a minute. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to do the best I can here. Everything seems to be in good reach. The dashboard is minimalist and unintrusive. I mean, that's right there where you can see it. Awesome. Steering wheel's in the right spot. I can see all the gauges. It looks like everything I need to know. I have obviously a tach, which is fun to see. I got temperature. I got fuel gauge. So it's at little bars right there. It's like a bar chart. See the, yeah. And then the fuel gauge that has all the fuel. Wow. I just like this. I could literally see driving across the country in this car. Not even gonna lie. I have no qualms of comfort. Seriously, the seats, I mean, I'm a big guy. These seats are comfy. I am literally perfectly happy. I could totally see long distance trips in this. I could totally see literally daily driving it, parking it anywhere. So far, I'm extremely impressed. I will do a little bit of a turning radius test when we go back and see how that is. I assume it's great. Yeah, so very positive things to say so far. This is right up my alley. You know, it's not something that is so you can build something so purpose-built that it becomes so poor at everything else that you just start making excuses for why it sucks at everything. This thing so far feels like it's comfortable, it's roomy, it drives great. You could mistake this thing for a higher-end car sedan, performance sedan, very, very easily. It's a really nice chassis. The bodywork looks so cool. Like, I feel cool in this. Like, if you're going for the cool vibe, this is a cool car. I mean, in all sense of the word. It's not the fastest. It's not a Jeep Wrangler competitor. It's not a rock crawler. It's a cool car. The Bronco was a cool car in '66. I mean, I actually think it came out in 1960. In the 60s, man, that was a cool car. If you had a Bronco, you had surfboards on top, you're going to the beach, you were living the outdoor lifestyle, you're probably doing things that I don't condone, like drugs. I mean, you were living the cool life. Now, I hope at this point you realize that drugs are a dead-end road and it's a bad idea. You know, it's 2020, we should know this by now. But this is a cool car. And it, honestly, I could totally see, like, I came down to test drive it. I'm alone, didn't come with my girlfriend. This would be something that if I had, you know, a ride to take my truck back, this would be something I go talk to him about leaving with. Obviously not this one. This is he told me that Ford allocates these as specifically for test cars so people can use them and see how they like it. Now, I specifically came down this road because this is the one twisty, like, hilly road in Michigan. Michigan's a pretty flat state. Generally, there are definitely some places of topography, and generally roads are laid out straight. Now, here's a great opportunity. I'm assuming that this is set up like a Focus, where up is the wipers. Perfect. So we got wipers on now because it just started to rain. That's a really bad place to park a dually. So this is a twisty road. It's kind of fun. Henry Ford used to own these woods all over here. Now, I think the owner of G5 Bose used to own it, bought it from the Ford estate, I think. Somebody else owns it now. But it's basically a huge hunting lodge. Basically, Ford had it set up for hunting and for, I think they had some farm fields, because I mean Henry Ford was hugely involved in farming. So Ford family, this all used to be Ford family land. Then there's like a mansion over here. It's pretty cool. Very cool. And this is exactly where, I mean, this is something I would have taken to Christmas, for instance. You know, or a family function where we're going to family members' houses or something. I mean, this is exactly what this car would be for, jumping on in the car and going for a drive. And man, this thing is comfortable. It's nice. We bow fish down here, or used to. I would definitely say, I mean, it handles great. And this is going to be a long video. I mean, I hope you realize this is going to be a real full-length driving video. So, FYI. Very cool. I mean, no problem. I'm definitely not humping it. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to be fast. But I mean, it's a tight corner. We're just doing 35. This engine has plenty of get up. No problem getting back up speed. We're climbing just a mild hill right now. It's not anything crazy. But this engine definitely has plenty of go. Just very, very impressed. I think it's a really cool car. I'm enjoying driving it. So I think we're going to turn around up here because we're getting to 515. And, you know, I like the cars. I don't really want to go back. I mean, that's kind of just a fact. I'm literally like, I wish I could take this thing home and go enjoy it. This is an awesome car. I could totally see I mean, at this point, I'm a dad. I am, you know, at some point we're going to be, you know, a married couple. So I'm at a point in my life where it's just a little bit different. I'm not, yeehaw, I'm going to go pick up women in a Jeep. I'm going to bring my family to go do fun stuff. Go to anything from apple orchards to, you know, any random state park, stuff like that. This is what this vehicle is for, is taking your family or taking yourself and whatever you call your family, whether your friends, your close, your immediate family, whatever, and go do fun experiences and have fun with them. And that's what this car is all about, I think. I think the Bronco Sport is right up that alley. And I think from what I saw, it has some pretty solid capabilities on top of just being a family vehicle. Sounds like they've taken some time to make this thing work off-road. And when I say off-road, I do say that loosely. You're not going to be climbing rock faces. I mean, you could probably climb mild rock faces. What you could clear, I'm sure you could climb. I'm going to do a little bit of a turnaround here. If I remember correctly, there's a road. Yep, it's right there. I'm going to turn around and try not to get any mud or dirt on this thing, because they gave it to me clean, and I want to bring it back clean. It slows down nice. It stops in a straight line. Seems to have good engine braking. It's a nice car. I'm very impressed. I guess we can check the how quickly the changes. We're going to do a 10-point turn here. It is very, very slippery. Literally on, there we go, reverse. It's already selected reverse, so good job, car. Quick shifting trans. So we got a 1-point turn. We'll go back to drive. Steering is very light. Someone might say it's, oh, wow, okay. There was a 2-point turn. On a, whoa! Definitely tight turning radius, very cool. And I actually had more. I thought I turned it to full lock and I had more. Wow. So we're gonna go. Definitely feel it's all-wheel drive. Very, very cool car. I dig it. So I gotta ask, would you guys like to see a Bronco Sport in the channel? Go do some adventures and some road tripping and general fun, family-friendly fun in the Bronco Sport. Would you guys like to see that? Let me know. A like will be great to let me know. A subscribe will be great to let me know. Watch time is great to let me know. And feel free to leave a comment if you think this is kind of up your alley. So I'm thinking, due to the length, we're going to do a part A and a part B, because I've noticed that uploading long videos is just a bear with things closed. I just love this car. I'm happy. This is fun. So we're going to do a part A, part B, and that way I can upload it. I tried uploading Deer Camp Part 2, and I made it an hour-long video, and unfortunately I'm having a bear of a time uploading it because of everything being closed in Michigan. I can't just go mooch off the Wi-Fi at Mickey Donald's anymore, and I can't go mooch off the Wi-Fi at whatever general restaurant to upload it a little bit faster. My internet's not that fast, and we're working on improving that. Where I'm at, I can only get satellite, which is terrible. So we're gonna go back through. We call this Beards Hills, and it's just a nice place. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not anything special. It's nice to have the feel of like foothills of West Virginia in Michigan. I mean, it's a very pretty place. So I would say I am very impressed. I think that if you're in the market for something that isn't, the ultimate best at crawling, and you have to turn 35s and screw around with something big and poor turning radius and poor fuel economy, I assume this thing gets pretty good fuel economy. I got this, I don't remember if I looked, it looked like somebody had been letting it idle and stuff, and there's 26 miles on the truck, and I'm sure idle miles, I'm sure someone delivered it off the truck at full throttle, it would definitely remain to see the fuel economy of this guy. It says it's at 18.3, it's gone up several tenths in just the few miles I've been driving it, so if that tells you anything. Definitely some idle time, and definitely some probably spirited driving. I think this is a rocking car. I can totally see myself driving it. It feels like a safe car. It feels predictable. The tires feel right for this car. It's raining. It's probably 30. We got 37 degrees right there where you can see it. 37 degrees, so it's not freezing. I do have it in ice mode just in case there is ice, and I'm sure I just did it for fun. I've never had something with like modes before in my life. Well, I guess the RS has modes, sort of, but it's not like this. I mean, it's sort of like whatever. This thing has a little dial to click through. I do want to select really quickly. If you give me a second to select a button here. Manual mode. Negative paddle seems to follow the shifter, so it won't let you select too far, even though I believe you could get another gear out of that. Let's see if it goes up when I asked it to. Up. Okay, it went up when I asked it to. Let's put it back down and see if it forces it up. Nope, it appears to be holding the gear. I'm going to ease off. It appears to be holding the gear. Though I do believe that the converter might have locked, which is good. With the throttle angle decreasing, so that's cool. It appears like we have functional paddle shifters. So for somebody, if you're a dad and you like fun, but you want to have a reasonable family vehicle, you have a lot of fun in this. Your wife could be sleeping in the passenger seat, you're going from point A to point B, and you can have a little bit of a smile on your face, and your baby relaxing, reading a book, or chilling out in the back, and I think it's pretty cool. I think it's cool to have some fun as opposed to something that's just heartless and no soul, no fun, no pretense to any kind of adventure, like minivans in the late 90s, early 2000s. Just no fun at all. I think one more click up should speed up the time between wipes, I believe. Yep. So it's set up just like a Focus, which I'm assuming that this platform shares, because the Escape is sort of based on the Focus, and this, I'm sure, is sort of based at what they say is sort of based on the Escape. So I'm assuming that we have basically a Focus truck thing. And like I said, I got a feeling this is a very, very similar rear drive unit RDU as the Focus RS has. So, should be pretty well vetted technology by now with a whole lot less power, so I'm assuming it's extremely reliable. I would have to assume. So, I would say that this has been a very successful test ride. I was right that I thought I'd like this thing. And I do. It really feels like it has great traction. It's fun. I'm having fun in a family delivery vehicle, if you want. So, and the head, like I said, just loads of headroom. I feel very roomy and spacious and just generally very good. So I'm actually going to kick her down a tad. It's so spirited and fun, or I guess driving spirited, sort of, and just having a good time. I didn't realize I was going 3 over, so 4 over, 5 over. So we're back down to the speed limit. Sorry about that. It's an awesome car. So if you're in the market for something like this, so far, initial impressions, I think this thing is absolutely awesome. Now, that doesn't mean I have no first-hand experience to know how reliable it's going to be, if there's going to be any problems. But based upon it being based upon a Ford Escape, which has been around a long time, this chassis, I would really have to imagine that it's pretty well vetted. Okay, bud, let's just, pass like an idiot in the rain. People are just... I'm going to ignore that. People are just. We'll keep it that way. But no, it is I'm happy. I'm having fun. I can totally see this being a family vehicle. I'm looking forward to walking around it a little bit. Now, it's going to be a little dark, and I'm going to have to start up a new video with the, I'm sure, the flashlight on to give you kind of an idea. But I think that this thing is really cool. I'm going to park it by my truck, and, yeah. A lot of torque. I mean, this is faster than most, like, even mild performance vehicles. It's not a slow vehicle. It's perfectly responsive, and it's a great, I'll just say it again, this is a really cool car. So we're going to take a different way. Just, I think it's going to be a little better for traffic reasons to go this way. And, we'll keep driving and giving you my impressions. Everything is in the right spot. It's very Ford-like. Everything about this vehicle is very similar to Ford's existing platforms. Yeah, I'm between the Fiesta and the Focus that I'm used to driving. Never had an Escape, but I understand it's very similar. It appears like this is very Ford-like, so it's not like you're getting into something that is totally foreign. It seems to be very intuitive. It appears like we have speed control in the normal Ford place. Right there, you can't see my thumb. It looks like we have audio and that sort of controls over there, and probably a selection for the data screen over here. It's just a really cool car. I don't mind the dial, I really don't. At this point, I believe that this transmission is electronically shifted. Not electronic, excuse me. The interface between the vehicle and the trans is electronic anyway. It's one thing if you have an electronic dial moving a mechanical shifter. That's pretty stupid. But if the transmission's getting an electric data point from a column shifter or from a thing anyway, you may as well have a dial, because it's the same piece of data it's going to get from anything else. So, it doesn't bother me that it's electric. The heated seats were fantastic. I had to turn them down, much like my truck. Level 3 is too high unless you're freezing your butt off. Car warmed up quickly. I think the guy hit remote start, because it wasn't, when I jumped in, I hit start stop and it was on. So the guy had hit remote start for me, which is very nice of him. And yeah, so I'm gonna take this way back, and it just sucks. I'm actually really enjoying driving this, to be perfectly honest with you. I love a low footprint vehicle. The Power Stroke is an extremely capable truck, and it's just an awesome rig. But it's so crazy when you're just daily driving to use something that is just kind of wasteful, when you could be saving that to use for more important adventures, like going on a trip, or towing a trailer, or actually doing a little bit of off-roading where it actually makes sense to have your truck along. I do a lot of city driving, and it's really, in my opinion, pretty wasteful to be wasting the truck. So definitely think this thing's up my alley. I love it. So put that in record. I really, really like this. Definitely up my alley. And if your wants and needs are similar to mine, I think that it would fit your lifestyle well too. I have no reason to expect this thing would be any less than good enough off-road, as long as you had clearance. The biggest challenge you're going to have is bottoming out, scraping the front end or the rear end or the rockers, or just in general framing it out. Like if you're in mud, it's only going to go so well when the weight comes off the tires. So basically, your limitation, just like if it was a pickup truck or an SUV, your limitation is always going to be ground clearance and just general clearance. If you're framed out, if you're bodied out, this is a unibody, so it doesn't have a frame. If it's bodied out, it's simply just not going to do very well. This is very Focus-like. It drives just so well. So, very happy with that. Like I said, the interior is attractive. I'm very comfortable. I've been in here for now a half hour, and I don't really want to get out. So, you know, a lot of vehicles you get in for a little bit of time. Oh my goodness, my girlfriend's parents' Chevy Malibu. That is one of the least comfortable vehicles I have ever had the displeasure of being in. I think it has a nice powertrain. I think it has an 8-speed and a it's probably like a 2.0 Ecotec or something. But the comfortability is terrible. The seats aren't comfortable. The roof's too short. Everything about it is horrible. This is a, you know, relatively small vehicle, and it's a very comfortable vehicle to be in. So I think Ford definitely hit the nail on the head there. And so you guys have heard me blabber for a while, and I think you got the gist that I like it, and I think it has a lot of good points, and the only way to know more would be to drive it more. Now, unfortunately, I'm getting to my 5:30 allotted time that I allotted myself. I'd love to just go driving, but I really want to put this thing next to my truck, and we'll take a couple pictures. And I also really want to walk around kind of the interior. I want to sit in the passenger seat, see how that is. I want to sit in the back seat with the seat all the way back and kind of give you guys an idea of what you can get away with something like this. Check the trunk space. I haven't been anywhere but the front seat so far. So we're going to learn a little bit more. This does have start-stop, and until now it hasn't start-stopped, but I'm also sitting at a traffic light. So this will be a great opportunity to see how smooth this is. So here you go. I can definitely smell some new car exhaust smells, like the heat reflectant stuff. I can definitely smell the exhaust, and I'm sure what is protecting the body from the turbocharger and everything else. Definitely off-gassing a little bit, and that's totally normal. All right, here we go. Brake off, gas on, and she's going. So, seems pretty smooth to me. I'm not a huge fan of start-stop, and something that, I mean, my Focus RS has start-stop, and I hate it because it's a performance car. Don't shut it off. But in something like this, it's seamless, doesn't matter, who cares. It's just going to be there, and it's going to save fuel. So, you know, you got warranty. I will run past him or ask the gentleman what this thing has for warranty from Ford, because that's obviously going to matter a lot. I'll be definitely more interested if it has a pretty long warranty period as opposed to being a very short warranty period. So, all right, well, I'm going to hop off, and when we get back, we will be doing kind of a walk-around interior kind of thing. So thank you guys for sticking around. I think this is going to be the end of part 1, the drive, and then we'll do a part 2, because we're at 30 minutes. So we'll do a part 2 of in the vehicle, around the vehicle, parked next to my truck, all that fun stuff. So thank you guys for sticking around. I've had fun making this video. If you guys enjoy reviews, I'd love to test drive more vehicles. I love cars and trucks, so I enjoy this. This is what I love doing for fun. So thank you all.